available on Amazon and Audible. A couple of quick announcements before we get into the daily financial news. First and foremost, don't forget that Sunday is Valentine's Day. Lots going on in the world. Don't miss out on the opportunity to share something nice with your loved ones, and reach out to others in your network just to check in on them. As it's just a good time to see how everyone is doing. So again, don't forget that Sunday is Valentine's Day. Don't forget. Next up, I was lucky enough to speak at a real estate meetup yesterday evening. As I shared with you, it was a wonderful presentation. First, if you are part of a real estate meetup and you are up for having someone do a Zoom call and present, please reach out. I love speaking to groups, answering questions, doing all of those great things. Those of you asking about Jimbo, he's right there. We had a rough morning. He is now sleeping, and I am simply not going to wake him up. I actually might take a nap after this because, yeah, it was an interesting morning. So next, those of you who've asked about the hats, I have finally added them to my site. So if you go to onerentalatatime.com, scroll down to the bottom, there's a whole thing about stuff that is going on. So if you want the hat, you can get it, plus the shirt, do the work, things of that nature. They are there now. I got to thank my daughter for creating this. And then finally, I'm going to likely be talking about a house hack, the opportunity I have in Fresno. Obviously, as a house hack, you would need to live there, but I've just picked up 3 houses on one lot. Actually, just about 3 months ago, I've remodeled the big house, the medium house, and I'm about a month away from starting the remodel on the small house. But right now, the property is collecting $2,100 a month just with the 2 remodels, and I'm thinking, instead of maybe selling this to another landlord, maybe it would make sense to sell it as a house hack, so that somebody could just move in, get an FHA loan, and go forward. So I don't know. I think I'll do a video on that later in the day as well. So again, I will be doing a walkthrough or a presentation on my meetup talk from yesterday. I'm going to post that about 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's basically the 1, 2, 3 of getting to financial freedom. You're here for Jimbo and not the host. He's here. He's sleeping. Look, he's sleeping. Oh, where is he? Where is he? There he is. That's Jimbo, right? He's sleeping. So for all of you that are wondering where he is, that's where he is. And a house hack is obviously when you buy a property and you move into one unit and you rent the others out. It's a way to get an FHA loan on a triplex, fourplex, duplex, things of that nature. All right, so on to what is going on with the daily financial news. First and foremost, we got Disney. Kind of a good news, bad news story with Disney. We've talked about this before. Man, they had some spectacular timing when they rolled out Disney Plus. Disney Plus now has just south of 100 million paid subscribers. Total, the actual number is 95 million. Again, great timing. If they were a year late, totally different story. They nailed it, 95 million. It's really helped them get through this horrible crisis because the governor of California has cost Disneyland $2.6 billion. Now, yes, that's not all Gavin Newsom, but I like to pick on him, so I'm going to pick on him. At the end of the day, Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, is still shut down a year later. Crazy. In addition to that, Disney has seen a licensing hit as no new releases have come out. They saw a licensing hit of $1.7 billion year on year. So again, lots of good and bad. Streaming, saving their bacon. The parks, licensing, suffering. But I don't know about you. Again, I've said it many times. We were just about through this crisis. I see better days for Disney. I think Disney is going to be one of those companies that has easy compares going forward. So it will be, I think, a pretty good year for them going forward, but we shall see. More further signs that people are planning for a Q2 better than Q1, Q3 better than Q2. We got good old Spirit Airlines, the discount airline company, is actually starting to hire pilots and flight attendants. They are getting ready for these travel bans and all of these things to loosen up, and for all of us cooped up travelers to finally want to get out and about and see the rest of the world. So, again, Spirit Airlines is making a bet that we are once again going to want to travel for fun. UK posted that their worst quarter to date, or actually it was a year, excuse me. Wait, is it quarter? Yeah, no, worst year to date GDP drop of 9.9%. Technically, it's not the worst ever. 1709. Yes, they have data back to 1709. Apparently, there was a great frost that had a larger impact on GDP. That's a long time ago. So let's just call it a pretty rough year for the UK at a drop of 9.9%. Again, remember Valentine's Day is coming up on Sunday. I just put that reminder in there twice because I almost forgot. That would have been bad. Expedia came out, and this is the first company I remember in quite a while. Missed top and bottom. Again, top is revenue, bottom is income or net income. And they saw a 67% drop in bookings. I think Expedia eventually kind of follows Disney's path from earlier, where they will have easy compares once we get through this. But yeah, miss top, miss bottom, weak guidance, 67% drop. Expedia, we're not traveling, and obviously that is hurting Expedia. A couple of software companies, cloud software companies, are having a rough go of it as well. Survey Monkey, online surveys, I'm sure you've seen them over time. They issued weak guidance. Same with Datadog. Datadog is a company we've talked about a couple of times, as I remember, over the last year. They beat top and bottom first off, but they gave weak guidance going forward. Basically, the commercial customer is still retreating, and that is hurting their futures. Marathon Oil, right? Oil and gas industry is laying off 5% of their workforce. That's amazing. We're so close to the end of this, but yet they are laying off 5% of their workforce to kind of right size their cost structure. Don't know if you saw this, but boy, if you're in Austin, Texas, as a homeowner or an investor, I don't know, man. Watch out. Elon Musk, good old Elon, the Pied Piper, has come out and said Austin is going to be the biggest boom town for the next 50 years. Now, first off, if you have property in Austin, you probably like that, and you should. If it's true or even half true, you are going to see equity gains like no other. However, as we've talked about a couple of times recently on this channel, if you are an out-of-state investor or you are investing in rentals in Austin, you can be certain that your property taxes are going up. So it's going to be a race between rents and property taxes to make sure your properties still cash flow. That is one of the things you get with yearly resets on property values. But yeah, Elon Musk is calling the shot. He is obviously going to be building a factory in Austin. Other companies are looking at it, and yeah, wow, Austin will be the biggest boom town for the next 50 years. When I saw that, I'm like, man, if I owned a bunch of stuff in Austin, I might look at the affordability index and look to get out, because just feels like a setup for people overpaying. But I thankfully don't have anything, so I don't have to make that tough call. Lastly, we got some data on Q4 home prices, and they were up across 100% of the 183 metro areas in the United States. Yes, 100% were up in Q4. 161 of 183, or 88%, were up double digits. One rental at a time. If you had 1, 4, or 10, you are enjoying life, especially if it's leveraged debt. You have a 100K house, you put 20K down, it goes up 15%. That's almost 100% on your money, almost. Again, this is why conservatively financed cash flowing single family homes are the place to be. If you want to put this in context, again, 161 out of 183 up double digits. That's 88%. I can't fathom that. That is amazing. The Northeast, shout out if you are investing or an owner in the Northeast. Your average is 21%. The West, you are up 16%. Midwest, 15%. South, 14%. Just amazing numbers. And because they listed it, there are 4 towns I wrote down. I don't know any of these areas. Maybe some of my followers do, and you can tell me where they are. I'd love to hear where these are in relationship to big cities. So if you are investing in Bridgeport, Connecticut, you got the lotto ticket, baby. Bridgeport, Connecticut was up 40% year on year. 40%. You buy a 100K house, it's now worth 140. Oh my goodness. Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Again, I don't know these towns or cities, so hopefully you all can tell me where they are or in relationship to others. But Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 32% year on year. Damn, that's crazy. How about Boise City, Idaho, up 27%? These are just crazy numbers. Just crazy numbers. And not to be outdone, I found one in New York because everybody's talking about New York is dead. Kingston, New York, 24%. I believe each of these cities are kind of, probably close to a big city. You got the whole urban flight. You got the millennials moving in. That's what I'm guessing is going on. Again, I don't know that. That's just the 4 cities. But pretty impressive growth. And I think we are going to have a year like this in other areas. I think single family homes, it's a special year where you still can get low rates because the Fed is doing stupid things. We are going to have stimulus. We're going to have the economy roaring back. We're actually going to have better employment. These are going to be areas where if you get an asset fixed rate, you could win going forward. That's what I'm doing. I always tell you what I'm doing. Very clear about that. And it is going to be interesting. And then lastly, I am closing on 2 purchases today. Yay, I bought 2 houses today. So at the end of the day, have fun. Again, I'm going to record my real estate meetup, The Easy Path to Financial Freedom in 3 steps. I think I'll record it now and I'll post it at 4 o'clock. So if you want to understand all about me and how to get on the path to financial freedom, you can look forward to that video at 4 Pacific time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.